Assalamu alaikum and welcome to TEDxMUET, the fourth edition. So for today's podcast session, we have a very distinguished guest with us who is from the PG department as an assistant professor, Dr. Ubedullah Ansari, who is a PhD holder and has not only excelled in the field of academia, but also a part of TEDxMUET. He has also been a part of the previous editions of TEDxMUET as in different roles as well. So thank you for joining us today, sir.
In fact, I am thankful to you and the whole team of TEDx 2024, the fourth edition, that they gave me opportunity to speak for this podcast.
So, sir has been helping us in shaping the event and for also looking at the areas of leadership, creativity and innovation and how to drive the event forward and ensure it's smooth running as well. So let's move forward to the podcast. And the first question is, sir, could you tell us a little bit about your academic journey and what exactly compelled you to go for a PhD or even join the TEDxMUET team?
Thank you very much once again. So talking about the journey of going for PhD and then coming back and then working for TEDxMUET, the things are actually interconnected. So as a part of academia, I have to pursue my PhD, and although somewhere from the very beginning of my academic career, I was enthusiastic about the PhD. Since my bachelor's degree, I was interested to go for pursue the PhD degree because that is something that the education teaches you a lot of things around you.
Yes.
So I went for the PhD, and then when I came back, it was a time when we were coming back from COVID and lockdown. So at that time, the very first edition of TEDxMUET was being organized, and I was luckily
coming
there.
Back to the social world, basically.
Exactly. So that is, we were coming back with our masks still on. So at that time, when we had this the meeting for organization, the micromanagement meeting, and luckily I was there for some other work to meet my mentors and to have interaction with my friends. But at that time, an assignment popped up, and I was the right selection for that thing. So that is how a very interesting part of my journey that I became the part of very first edition of TEDx.
So it helped you to expand your network as well?
Exactly. In that the first edition of TEDx, I was part of the protocol team.
Okay.
So it was a good opportunity to freshly coming back from PhD and then being part of the network with the guys who are coming to a technical university and engineering university. So to interact with those guests, it was really a nice experience.
Okay, so that's really great to hear. So sir, coming to your role towards the TEDxMUET, so could you tell us a little about how your role has evolved over time from the first edition till now and your role at the moment? And also what motivates you to stay in the team?
Since this is the fourth edition and I have been part of TEDx since the very first edition, as I mentioned earlier that I was part of a protocol team in the very first edition, and in I believe the last year I was part of outdoor team.
Okay.
So it was once again a very nice journey, step forward towards the innovation and learning and creativity. And then luckily,
step at a time.
This time I'm part of top of the food chain, part of the member advisory board. So that is once again an encouraging and prestigious opportunity for me to outlook the activities for TEDx. And for the TEDx particularly, this event has energy.
Okay.
There is a gravity which pulls us towards it, and the fuel that this gravity get is this energy get is the volunteers, the team. So it is always a family like environment, so we are very much comfortable. And in fact, so is the reason that not only the organizing team but also participants, they are looking forward for the announcement of TEDx, the very next edition when it will be.
We sure are.
We are going there. So it depends that either we are going as participants.
Because the registrations are for a limited time as well.
Exactly. Right? So there is always this positive energy which pulls us towards the event.
Okay, so you mentioned that you're a member of the advisory board at the moment. So what challenges do you think you face to ensure the event's smoothness and to ensure that it aligns with the event's vision as well?
So to be honest, this is just a role that I was part of one team or another team or another team or another role. But to be specific, the responsibility is always same. It is to make the event successful. So it is once again somehow how your skills are being involved, how you are getting involved. So everything is somehow interconnected. And when we are talking about event, challenges are always there. So there is nothing like a smooth things happened. Although we make it look easy, it doesn't mean it is
it's not
easy.
easy at all. There are
Yes.
challenges in everything, I think, in our everyday life as well.
Yes.
Even at MUET.
Yes, there are always challenges. In fact, we had challenges every day. But the good thing is the way our mentors are encouraging us, the way our team members, the senior faculty members, and then the volunteers in the team, they are responding to the activities. So this is how actually we are overcoming or coping up with the challenges. Otherwise, there are always challenges in the routine
in
jobs.
every field in our daily life. Okay, so sir, one more thing that I would like to ask is that the theme of today's podcast is basically the intersection of leadership, creativity, and innovation in shaping creative platforms. So, how do you see leadership as an essential element to foster innovation and creativity within TEDxMUET?
So once again, to be very specific, you used three words:
Yes.
leadership, innovation,
Okay.
and creativity.
Yes.
But for me, that is only one word, the blend of all these three things, that is volunteerism. So all these things are actually, we get to experience this thing. Also, we get to practice this thing as well. We get to convey it, like we have to teach others, because there is always room for improvement in others. And similarly, there's always room for improvement in my personality. So at the same time, it is not only I'm teaching others, I'm also learning from others' experience. So this two-way communication is always a very good thing, where we actually practice, where we actually experience the leadership, the innovation, and the creativity. So that is how the volunteerism work. And in fact, today, whatever personality we are, my colleagues are, that is actually the outcome of volunteerism. So
basically, in your opinion, apart from academia, volunteerism itself is important.
Yes, very true. Volunteerism is the soul of the nation. Without volunteers, any event will be a soulless event. Okay, so sir,
let's come to your role in TEDxMUET as well as your role in academia. Since these are two different things, since you're an influential figure in academics as well, other than that, you're also part of these events such as TEDxMUET. So how do you balance both these things, or these require a lot of time management as well? So how do you manage that?
Yes, very true. These things requires a lot of efforts to put into when you have to manage the time. But at the sincere note, there is nothing special what I am doing. Now, according to some mentors, this time management, managing the academic activities and managing the activities for TEDxMUET, so there are always challenges. And in order to cope these challenges, in order to look into it, it is something like, few people call it is an art, how you do the things. Because if you are going it in the calculation manner, the estimated manner, you cannot manage. So some people say it is art. However, the other people say it is discipline, that how disciplined are you are. But for me, honestly, it do not work as a discipline. It do not work as art. It is a magic. Honestly, it is a magic, because it is part of the routine work.
Okay, in your everyday life.
Every day what we are doing.
Biological clock, kind of.
It is kind of part of the biological clock, you can say, or it is something I feel like even sitting with the MUET team, the TEDxMUET team, I always feel like I am with my family. I'm discussing with my family members.
But something you do every day.
Part of every life. So everyone around me is now not my colleague, but in fact they are my family members. So I am very much comfortable, and this is how things are being managed. The magic works.
So to conclude the podcast, I will be asking you one last question. That is, as TEDxMUET continues to grow, how do you ensure that operations remain sustainable while ensuring that there is creativity and innovation?
Okay, so once again, the two-way communication concept is involved here, that operations are never smooth. As I mentioned earlier, there are always challenges, there are always setbacks. In fact, there are the slangs that I wanted to use, but I'm not using right now. Okay. But that is the setback that happens. But because of that, communication skills, because of the family type of environment, or because of all those factors involved. In fact, what I have observed, the involvement of sense of humor in our personalities has also worked in encouraging the students, because that is how they are giving more time, and that is how actually they are interested, they are keen to learn
Yes,
from
they
these
are.
activities.
Exactly.
And definitely we have seen the previous university events, especially TEDx event. The alumni of this event, the people who actually participated in this event, they are doing very great in their life. We are still in touch, and they are always happy to come back to university, and they are always happy to share that what they exactly learned during
Yeah.
these events. So this success is actually the credit that we get, or this is the actually the reward for me personally, that when I get to listen the success story of others, and I really feel prestigious that somewhere I was part of this story.
Okay, so what would be your message to our listeners right now, highlighting your role in academia and your role as an advisory member or as a team, as a part of the team of TEDxMUET?
Good, but in fact, I myself was looking for a message from the team.
Okay.
But as a mentor, I still have to play my part. And for my message, I believe my message will still go for volunteerism. That the students, the young generation, that generation especially, that is being nurtured at these times when year 2024 and 2025 is about to begin. So at this time, the generation which is they are pursuing their bachelor's degree, they are in Mehran University. So they should be part of such activities, so that they should not have the experience from the classroom activities, but also they should have some flavor of extracurricular activities,
Yes, it's
so that
important to be in
so
sports
that their diverse personality is developed.
to help them realize their talents as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So it was great having you on board, sir, and thank you for giving us your precious time. And thank you for all that wonderful advice as well. We'll be concluding today's session of TEDxMUET podcast. And thank you, Allah Hafiz. And don't forget to like and subscribe MUET FM 92.6, the voice of Mehran. Thank you.